How many people heard the word state? Yeah, a few people raised their hand. Some people have never heard the word state. State has two separate and legal meanings, depending on how it's used. And the case that they all qualify and state and refer to is Texas versus White, United States Supreme Court, 1862. In that court case, the United States Supreme Court stated, a small s state consists of land, people, and government. A capital S state occupies the land and has people and government. What occupies can be removed, but consists of, small s is consists of. Just like this writing on this paper here, it occupies this paper. It can be, I can take a pencil and erase it off. You follow me? But the paper itself is the small s state. It consists of, to create this paper, consists of people, government, and land. So when they say the small s state, that's a fiction created by the people. So it's always a small s state. I live in a small s state. I'm not subject to the capital S state. I'm subject to all the laws created by the small s state, because that's what we the people created. So knowing the distinction, someplace along the line somebody's going to ask you a question, you know what I mean? Are you subject to state laws? Define state. Are you subject to this? Define what you mean. What they've done a marvelous job, and I have to thank the government. They did a marvelous job. They have multiple meanings for all the words. They did. They have their own specific meaning, legal meaning, that they use against you. Like the best one I can think of off the top of my head, without going to my notes, is the word employee. Employee has 5 different meanings in the dictionary. Number 1, one who works for somebody. Number 5, one who works for the federal government. So when you sign a W-4, it's an admission you work for the federal government, as this definition down here, subject to all federal laws. It's just that simple. They don't tell you that, because you think it's this one up here. When you sign an employment application, it's this definition up here. When you sign that W-4, you now switch to that definition down here. And it was redefined in 1939 under, write this down, the 1939 Public Salary Tax Act. Redefined the term employee to mean federal government worker. Very simple. They always tell you the truth consistently.
What's the Texas White citation?
I don't know. It's 1862. I can't remember it off the top of my head. Maybe in the back of this book here. Let me see if I can find it for you here.
U.S. Supreme Court?
Yeah, United States Supreme Court. '74 U.S. 227. Repeating, 74 U.S. 227. That's Texas versus White.